live in the house. Detox dudes. What's going on, Detox dudes and dudettes? Today, we are going to be discussing a very important subject. Root cause. There's a documentary on Netflix called Root Cause, and I suggest that you watch it. It's very, very powerful and moved me to explore my cavitations, my wisdom tooth sites that were pulled, and turns out all four are infected. We'll get into that in another video. The purposes of this video are to talk about root causes of illness. You know, it's really a question. I can't really make any statements in this video. There's a saying, follow those who are searching for the answers and run away from all of those who have claimed to have found it. So I'm not going to be claiming to have found any answers here or any truths around the root causes of illness. I can only speculate and guess based on my experience and my intuition. And of course, this little mind as well. But I have questions around root causes and maybe a little bit of answers too. I don't know. Let's get into it. If you watch the movie Root Cause, you'll find that people were having one man in particular was having a debilitating illness, and it turned out that his root canals were a huge portion, if not the main portion, of his illness. After having a similar journey to me, going through all kinds of shamans and healers and medical doctors and prescription drugs and chakra alignment, etc., etc., and eventually realized that, you know, his root canals were messing him up. The reason root canals mess us up is because you're left with some bone, some tissue and bone in that area, which gets necrotic. Basically, the tissue starts getting eaten away by some vicious bacteria and viruses and pathogens, and our immune system cannot reach that area of our mouth. So it just lingers and festers. And of course, those teeth are lying on meridians, so it affects the rest of the body. So what just flooded my brain the other day in the car ride down to Santa Cruz was, what are the root causes of illness? Because is that even the root cause? And what I mean by that is, why can one man get a root canal and have no adverse reactions, and another man get a root canal and it can debilitate his life? Why can another man, me, get mercury fillings and eat sushi and get nearly almost psychotic and suicidal and on the border of death, while someone else could have all of the same metrics as me of mercury in their body? Maybe not, maybe not. Maybe that's a little extreme. I think everyone would feel what I had, but you know, why another man would be pretty functional with the same levels of metals that I had, right? And it raises the question of, are these things even the root cause, right? Or is the root cause of everything stress? And then you ask yourself, well, if stress is the root cause of everything, then maybe it's trauma that is the real root cause. And then if trauma is the root cause of everything, then maybe it's, you know, our wounds that are really the root cause of all illness, right? So it's just interesting, like, is mercury toxicity the root cause? Or is mercury, did that person get attracted to mercury and have situations where he was, you know, almost divinely orchestrated towards or craving mercury on some level, you know, in order to, I don't know, just whatever. I'm asking questions here. I'm not making you know, facts, but it's just like, maybe we are attracted to certain darkness based on our wounds, and then the mercury gets to a certain point where it collapses and you have no option but to face that darkness. But really, the darkness and the wounds underneath the mercury was there anyway. And then, you know, so going back to the whole trauma and stress thing, it's like, how can one man get sick and one man not? Well, because one man is stressed, right? Because stress debilitates the immune system and prevents the body from going into homeostasis. So it's like, what really is the root cause? I'm leaning towards stress. The more and more that I move through this journey, I believe that stress is the #1 root cause of all chronic illnesses. There are, of course, other causes and exacerbators, but if we ask ourselves, what is the one, where does that triangle funnel into? We have this funnel thing in place, right, where we can, the bottom of the triangle is going to be things like, you know, you didn't get that job, and that's why you have depression, right? So let's start with, like, unfortunately, 95% of the society and conventional medicine will be on the bottom of that triangle, and it will be, you know, things of that caliber of intelligence and wisdom, right? And then as we move up the triangle, you'll start having deeper roots. Oh, you know, things like, well, you should meditate for 10 minutes a day. Then you'll help your depression, right? Or then maybe moving up will be like, try a ketogenic diet, right? You're eating too much sugar. That's why you're depressed. And then we're moving up, and it's like, well, I have adrenal fatigue. My doctor told me, my functional medicine doctor told me I have adrenal fatigue. Okay, great. Let's keep going up that triangle now. Heavy metals and parasites. I found out I have metals. I found out I have parasites. I found out I have leaky gut. And then we keep going. Wow, I found out that my immune system is shot because I'm always in fight or flight because my mom beat me when I was a kid. And it's really the fact that I'm always stressed that is allowing all of these pathogens to flourish in my body. And then maybe we can even go one step higher, and it's like, I don't even know. What is that next step? What is it? It's a question to me. Maybe it has to do with past life wounds. Maybe it has to do with, I don't know, response to stress. Maybe it's our response to stress. And a portion of that is in our control, and a portion of that is not in our control. So, root causes of illnesses. Root causes, what are they? All of these things are very critical to take care of, no doubt. And I'm not saying not to detox, of course, but what is underneath it all? What is underneath it all? Because on some level, you know, we are all divine shards, and we have the ability to heal ourselves with our mind. Now, debilitating levels of heavy metals and parasites, of course, create a situation where this is no longer true. But that doesn't mean that removing the heavy metals and the parasites takes you to the root cause of your illness. Anyway, just food for thought. Some organic lectin avoidance. Some organic Swiss chard for thought with butter. I've been having a lot of that recently. Okay, that's all I got for you today. Leave a comment below. For real. I'm very curious about your authentic thoughts on this subject. What is the root cause of all illness? Okay, peace.
Summer in the hills, those hazy days I do remember. We were running still, had the whole